D-ring belts are easy since you don't have to try to figure out how to make eyelets or put on a pronged buckle. So why not challenge yourself by making a reversible belt and using only leftover scraps of material. You will have a truly unique creation that is 2 belts in 1. To start with, you want to make a rectangle for your belt. This should be enough to fit around your waist at least once, plus 6 to 8 inches. The width of the belt should be whatever fits into your D-ring. So in my case, that's 1.5 inches. Do not forget to add your seam allowance. Now you want to arrange your scrap fabric. Lay out your fabric scraps to determine how you want them to look on the final belt. It's a good idea to square off any of the edges to make sewing them together easier. I am making a rather long belt, so I'm cutting 2 of the green scraps for one side and 2 of the plaid black scraps for the other. Now you want to sew your scraps together and press the seams open to make them flat. Then you want to cut your belt pieces. I'm cutting 2 for the front and 2 for the back. You can cut 1 of each if you're making your belt shorter. It just depends how long you want your belt. Now you want to sew the center back seams. For both sides of the belt, sew the pieces together so you have 2 long rectangles of fabric. Next, you want to cut your interfacing and fuse it to your fabric. The green side of my fabric is actually fairly stiff, so I don't need interfacing for that one. So I only cut out interfacing for the black plaid side. Now you want to sew the front and back of your belt together. Make sure to leave a small gap in the center of the belt so that you can turn it right side out. You can also make one side rounded instead of squared off to make the finished belts look a little bit nicer. Now you want to clip your corners and curves and then flip your belt to the right side. Make sure to press the belt so that it is nice and flat and then sew up the gap. Be careful at the seams to keep the fabric from showing on the other side. Next, you want to wrap the belt around 2 D-rings and sew it in place. And that's it. You have your finished reversible D-ring belt.